down the road. People might not want to book you in Texas or Arizona or California.
Sir. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Let's let that...
Hold up. Hollywood just cranked the tension all the way up. Girl, the pressure is real right now. Katt Williams, the comic who never filters himself, just fired off with sounds like a last warning to Snoop Dogg. Listen to this. He made it crystal clear he's done with the games.
Career down the road. People might not want to book you in Texas or Arizona or California.
Sir. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Let's let that...
You won't believe this. The clip blowing up online shows Katt Williams speaking with that raw, fiery confidence only he can pull off, calling out Snoop Dogg to his face like he's been holding that smoke in for a minute. You can feel the heat. This isn't jokes, not small talk. Hold up. His voice has that sharp edge, like someone tired of the fake grins and backroom moves. He said it straight. This wasn't for show. It was a warning. See, he's been clocking how certain folks in the industry operate. And lately, Snoop Dogg's name keeps popping up in those side conversations that have people raising eyebrows.
Trump was inaugurated as the 47th president of the United States of America. Snoop Dogg performed at the Crypto Ball. Now, Snoop Dogg, he got the backlash because people are like, wait, this isn't the same Snoop from 2016 who had so much to say about the artist performing for Trump.
So ain't nobody gonna perform for Donald Trump?
Listen to this. Katt Williams' warning felt like a clean shot across the room. One of those, I peep what you're doing and I'm not co-signing it moments. Girl, he straight up checked how Snoop Dogg has been moving on both sides, playing street on one hand, then sliding deep into political rooms and elite circles on the other. That's the part that made this clip go crazy. This wasn't about personal drama. It was about authenticity, about how someone with that kind of pull operates when the cameras are off.
And Nelly are going to be at this thing. And I think it really does beg the question whether the culture is starting to thaw to Donald Trump. I mean...
Girl, Katt Williams said he's exhausted watching the game get flipped by people who once stood on something solid, then slid into power for comfort and clout. He wasn't name-dropping for attention. He said it because he's been sounding the alarm to the culture for years. Every time he talks, you can hear he's speaking from stuff most people are too scared to touch. And when he said, "I'm done playing," the internet lost its mind. Folks started asking what pushed him to say that right now. Why Snoop Dogg? Why this moment? You can feel the tension in the room, and it's clear Katt isn't bluffing this time. We all know Snoop has been a legend for decades, from Death Row Records to Martha Stewart collabs. He built a name bigger than rap. But lately, his image has been wrapped up in stuff that doesn't feel as raw as it used to. He's on TV, cooking shows, game ads, political stages, basically everywhere.
So ain't nobody gonna perform for Donald Trump, huh? Which one of you jigaboo niggas gonna be the first one to do it? I'm waiting. I'm gonna roast the out one of you Uncle Tom ass niggas for doing it. Which one of you gonna do it first?
He showed up and performed. Hold up. Katt Williams' message was really asking whether the Dogfather is still that same unfiltered West Coast G people once respected, or if he's turned into what Katt calls a political puppet. That's heavy, especially coming from someone like Katt, who's never flinched at challenging the industry itself. This wasn't just a random rant either. The way he delivered it felt like a warning shot, not just at Snoop Dogg, but at the entire entertainment world. He broke down how too many of these big-name artists have been cozying up to power over truth, using their platforms for agendas that don't really serve the culture anymore.
I just want to say this real quick, not on the political shit. All you people for the federal government that not getting paid right now, ain't no fucking way in the world y'all can vote for Donald Trump when he come back up again. If y'all do vote for him, y'all some stupid.
Listen to this. When it comes from Katt Williams, it hits different. Because this man's been blackballed, pushed to the side, and still came back louder every single time. He earned the right to speak his truth, and now he's using that mic. People online started saying maybe Katt is seeing something deeper, something about how the game's been shifting. There have been whispers about deals, alliances, and folks selling out just to stay relevant. And Katt doesn't do random. When he talks, it's calculated. He's been dropping pieces of this warning for months through interviews and stage moments. But this time, that word final said everything. This wasn't gossip, this was closure. Like he's tired of trying to wake people up, tired of fake loyalty, tired of legends getting turned into marketing puppets for corporate agendas. Snoop Dogg, being who he is, hasn't fired back directly yet, but that silence, it says plenty. Fans are split. Some are riding for Snoop, saying he's earned the right to move how he wants, and others are saying Katt's right, that Snoop's been a little too cozy with the system lately. And that's what makes this story so loud. Both of these men stand for something powerful. One, the calm OG who learned how to work the system. The other, a raw truth teller who refuses to. It's like watching two energies that help build hip-hop from different angles finally crash into each other. But don't get it twisted, this isn't about hate. Katt didn't sound jealous or bitter. He sounded like a man protecting something sacred, the culture itself. He said he's watched the game get dirtier, and he's not standing by while people who once stood tall now bow to the same things they used to speak against. You could hear that pain mixed with pride in his tone, that "I tried to warn y'all" energy. It feels like Katt is calling for accountability, reminding everyone that fame doesn't erase the truth, and silence doesn't make you real. And when you really sit with it, this isn't the first time Katt has gone off about how Hollywood moves. He's been exposing the system for years, from how deals get made to how certain people get picked while others get locked out. That's why fans lean in, because beneath the jokes, there's always a message that cuts deep. This final warning feels like the climax of something he's been building toward, like he's drawing a line in the sand and saying, enough is enough. After Katt Williams dropped that bombshell, people couldn't stop talking. Social media went nuclear overnight. Everybody from fans to industry heads started trying to decode what Katt really meant. The phrase "final warning" started trending, and folks were asking what's really going on between Katt and Snoop. Some thought he was just venting, but others swear he was exposing something real that's been brewing for years. The wild part? Katt didn't even say it like he was beefing. He said it like a man who's seen too much behind the curtain and finally snapped. It felt more like a wake-up call than a diss, but the energy was so sharp, it landed like a threat. Listen to this. When Katt Williams said he's done playing, it landed heavy because he's famous for laughing his way through chaos, but not this time. His voice had that final tone, and the look in his eyes said he's tired of watching the same people rig the game. Word is, he's been clocking patterns in how certain industry legends get positioned to push messages that don't really serve the people anymore. He called out that once you start running with certain circles, your voice stops being yours. It belongs to whoever's cutting the check. And you know Katt, independent, self-made, always preaching ownership of his narrative. That's why his warning cut through so hard. He's calling out anyone who swapped freedom for fame. People close to the scene say Katt's issue with Snoop Dogg might go deeper than just politics. There's chatter that Snoop's ties to certain business deals, endorsements, and industry power players rub Katt the wrong way. Snoop's been everywhere lately. NFL ads, kids shows, even government campaigns. And for someone like Katt, who lives on authenticity, that kind of crossover feels suspect. He's basically saying, you used to speak for the streets, now you're speaking for sponsors. That line between culture and commerce got blurry, and Katt isn't here for it. He sees it as betrayal, not personal, but cultural. One of the most talked about moments from that clip was when Katt hinted that the entertainment industry steers narratives with money. He said, "Who pays you tells you what to say." That line set the internet on fire. Fans were reposting it everywhere, calling it one of the realest things ever said on camera. Think about it. In a world where image is everything, being owned means your message isn't yours anymore. That's the fight Katt is in, and the more he talked, the clearer it got. He wasn't just speaking to Snoop, he was speaking to anyone who let fame rewrite their truth. People started pulling old interviews and moments where Katt hinted at this same theme, like when he broke down how the system rewards silence and punishes truth-tellers. He's been calling this out for over a decade. Every time he tried to warn people, they brushed it off. But now that he's saying it about someone as big as Snoop, folks are listening differently. This didn't feel like a comedian venting. It felt like a whistleblower moment. Katt's tone wasn't joking. It was fire. Pure enough is enough energy. You could hear the frustration of a man who's watched fake smiles get rewarded while real voices get pushed aside. Meanwhile, Snoop's fans jumped in to defend him. They said he's just evolving, moving smart, expanding his legacy. And yeah, that's fair. Snoop's been in this game since the early 90s and learned how to survive in a business that chews people up. But Katt's point wasn't about success, it was about integrity. He's saying there's a difference between evolving and letting the system rewrite your values. That's the root of it. Katt's not mad at Snoop for winning. He's mad if he's winning their way. It's the difference between owning your lane and being owned by it. Even folks in the comedy world started chiming in. One about how Hollywood filters out real voices and boosts the ones willing to play along. His tone wasn't personal, it was symbolic. He's warning not just one man, but the whole machine that feeds on silence and control. When he says he's done playing, that's not just about jokes, it's about refusing to pretend the game is fair. And that's why people connect with him. Whether they agree or not, they feel the truth in what he's saying. And even with all this noise, Katt kept the same composure. He didn't backtrack, didn't apologize, didn't water it down. That's what separates him from most. He doesn't speak unless he means it. Every line felt deliberate, like someone who already accepted the cost of telling the truth in a world of contracts and politics. And maybe that's why this moment hits so hard. Katt isn't trying to win favor, he's trying to wake people up. He's standing alone, but he's standing firm, and that alone set the internet buzzing. The fallout from Katt Williams' final warning to Snoop Dogg flipped the entertainment world on its head. You could feel the tension shift. Suddenly, people weren't just laughing or debating, they were watching. Every move, every post, every silence carried weight. Now, insiders started whispering that Katt's words hit harder than expected. Some even said it sparked quiet panic behind closed doors. When Katt talks, people listen, not because he's loud, but because he's fearless. That kind of raw honesty is risky in a world built on image. He didn't just toss shade, he dropped truth, and that truth landed heavy. What's wild is this warning wasn't wrapped in disrespect or messy drama. It was clean but sharp, straight to the point. Katt basically said, "I'm not playing this fake game anymore." That's a bold stance in Hollywood, where silence equals survival. His tone told the world he's not afraid of being blacklisted again, not scared of losing deals. He's already walked through that fire before and came out standing. That's why this feels bigger than gossip. It's a man standing on principle. He's not chasing clout, he's talking character, and that's something people can feel, no matter which side they're on. As the dust settled, fans started digging into what might have sparked all this. Some think it's not just politics or fame, it's control. Katt's been saying for years the industry keeps artists in check by offering opportunities tied to invisible strings, and when you cut those strings, they call you crazy or ungrateful. He's lived that story, and now it looks like he sees Snoop walking that same tightrope. The difference, Snoop's playing the game instead of snapping the line. That's the core of Katt's message. Don't let him turn you into a mascot for a system that never truly respected you behind closed doors. You already know this got people talking. Listen to this. Some celebs are probably nodding along with Katt Williams in private, even if they'd never say it out loud. Nobody wants to go against someone as beloved as Snoop Dogg, and that's exactly why this move is so bold. Katt is pushing back on comfort. He's challenging what success even means in this game. He's saying real power isn't fame or TV deals. It's being able to speak freely and own your truth. And that message hits different right now because more artists are waking up to the fact that fame doesn't equal freedom. Katt's words feel like a mirror, forcing the industry to ask itself, who really owns me? Now, Snoop's side has been quiet, and that silence is loud. Some think he's ignoring Katt so it doesn't gain momentum, while others think he's playing chess, waiting to see how the public moves before responding. But here's the thing. Katt's warning wasn't for attention. It was a statement. He already knew how explosive it would be once it touched the internet. He wanted the world to see it, hear it, and start questioning everything they've been sold about their favorite stars. This isn't even about beef. It's about exposing the cracks in the system. The fans, though, are going wild. You got half the crowd calling Katt the truth teller of Hollywood, and the other half saying he's stirring unnecessary drama. Either way, everybody's locked in. That's the thing about Katt. Love him or hate him, you can't tune him out. He's one of those rare voices that shifts the room just by speaking. He doesn't talk for clicks, he talks for clarity. And this warning to Snoop Dogg might be one of his most defining moments yet. It's not about who's right or wrong, it's about who's real and who isn't. There's even talk this could spark something bigger. More artists stepping out, speaking freely, calling out the fake politics that come with success. If that wave hits, Katt's warning might go down as the start of a new kind of rebellion, one where artists take their voices back. And that's what makes this story hit so hard. It's not just celebrity drama, it's a statement about freedom, integrity, and truth in an industry built on silence. That's why Katt's words are echoing louder than ever, because they're not just shots fired, they're a wake-up call. At the end of the day, Katt Williams showed everyone what courage looks like. He didn't back down, didn't flinch, didn't fold under pressure. He's reminding the world that real doesn't fade, even when the spotlight moves. Whether people agree or not, the message is simple. Speak your truth, even if it costs you everything. That's why this final warning feels bigger than entertainment. It's a declaration. He's done watching fake smiles and silent sellouts. He's drawn a line and saying, if you're with the truth, stand up. That's Katt Williams, raw, bold, unfiltered, and still standing tall when the smoke clears.